My Hero Academia World's Mission is the third movie of the My Hero Academia franchise. Time-wise, I guess this one would take place after the fourth season, which is awkward for me because I've only seen the first half. However, I have caught up with the manga, so I already know what happens. So there's no parts of the story that sort of make me confused. But you have to treat the My Hero Academia movies as almost supplementary material. They're not really mandatory viewing, especially the first one, Two Heroes. That one's kind of just, whatever. But the second one's amazing. My Hero Academia Heroes Rising has some really groundbreaking fight scenes, choreography, animation. It just blows you out of the water. It really sets the bar high for anime movies anyway, because most anime movies of shows are kind of just like a one-off adventure with really inconsequential stuff, like the Pokemon movies. Like the Pokemon movies have Ash and his friends meeting all these legendary Pokemon, but it's always just like they meet them and that's it. He doesn't get to catch them or anything. So this one is a little bit different. We're following all the heroes of the world are teaming up together for a world mission because they're taking on Humorize. They are an organization run by Fleck Turner. He's a strange man with blue skin who's created this zealotry of a, not a cult, but it's more of an organization. Where they follow the Doomsday Quirk theory. It's a sort of Bible. It is a theory that people with quirks will breed with the quirkless and everyone will have powers eventually throughout generations. However, all of the quirks will mix eventually, and generations from now everyone will have uncontrollable powers. It'll cause the end of the world. So this sort of fanatical organization wants to kill everyone with quirks. So they have these trigger like chemical bombs that make anyone who have a quirk sort of like burn out quickly and then die because they attack a major city in the film's opening. So now it's up to the Japanese heroes to team up with other heroes in order to take on and find the rest of these bombs. So production-wise, there's nothing really wrong with this movie. I mean, the voice acting's fine, the animation's great, the music's there, but story-wise, the movie isn't developed enough. There's just way too much going on. They introduce Otheon, which is like another country, a fictional country in which a young delinquent manages to accidentally grab the briefcase of a turncoat of the Humorize organization who's trying to get like information out to stop them from destroying the world, because they wish to trigger like 25 of these bomb things in major cities around the world, and it'll pretty much eliminate anyone with a quirk around. So and we're living in a world where 80% of the world have quirks, so it's pretty much a mass terrorist destruction plot. However, Humorize doesn't just have humans with guns. They employ people with quirks, and it doesn't make any sense, because why would people with quirks team up with an organization that wants to kill everyone with quirks? It's like the KKK recruiting black people that hate black people. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Story-wise, Humorize should have a cooler name for one. They should be called Humanize, and they should want to kill the quirkless instead. That would make a way better plot. It would have a thematic theme because of, Deku was once quirkless, but it's interesting to see how like maybe they would view the quirkless as the freaks, the mutants that don't have powers. They're the ones that should be eliminated, and then maybe they want to come up with a special bomb that only kills the quirkless. That'd be more interesting, because then it would tie into like the whole having members of various powers, because Humorize has really powerful lieutenants that go up against Todoroki and Bakugo, but they have so many of these like foot soldiers with powers being used, and it doesn't make any sense thematically. Other than that though, also there isn't much for anyone else to do. Deku teams up with this delinquent character, and they go on like a sort of road trip with a really obnoxious like montage song and everything. And then Bakugo and Todoroki show up to give him some support and to take on the lieutenants. And then Deku has to face the final boss at the end. However, all of the Japanese heroes, they have like the professionals and they have the rookies. You don't really see them teaming up with any of the world's heroes, because they explore the different cities. There's like Egypt, Singapore, America, Otheon, Japan. So they explore like 5 or 6 major cities around the world, but we don't really get to see any of these heroes around the world. Like there's no Captain Celebrity cameo from America. So it's just weird seeing, like, they'll show like 1 or 2, but there's just way too much groundwork for all this sort of thing. It's like reading an X-Men comic where they're going up against this evil organization, and you only get to see like the head honcho, and then they don't really introduce any of the underlings or like the new characters that the heroes are teaming up with. So obviously you can tell that they didn't really want to develop that. They didn't want to create a whole bunch of fictional foreign superheroes that are not Japanese, and they also didn't want to create more cool, humorized henchmen. It's really weird because, you know, it gives all the other characters very little to do. You know, you just get to see, you know, all your favorites, but you only get to see them for like a couple seconds going up against a guy with like swords for arms. Or they'll be like, and then, you know, these two characters that you like are fighting against a dude with like slime for arms. And then there's another guy with like fire for arms. And they don't even bother to give these guys faces. It's like a quick montage. So it's sort of like, what's the word? It sort of like dilutes the action because it's just too ambitious for its own good, right? If you were to do this in a sort of maybe over the course of 6 episodes, you can develop all the villains and everything, and develop all the cool joint you know, operations between the heroes and the other heroes from other countries. There's also like a command center. We don't even get to know that guy's name. So overall, My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission does have, like, you know, some pretty cool animation moments, really great Deku moments, and a little bit for Todoroki and Bakugo, but it's really relatively feels like just a sort of pedestrian action-adventure story. It's not amazing like Heroes Rising. It's hard to obviously compare to such a great entry, but this one just feels a little bit, you know, there. You know, they didn't really put too much effort into it to make it like the must-see event of the franchise. So I give My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission a 6 out of 10.